Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I'm a 22 years old. I have $200,000 in savings, and I actually got accepted into law school a month ago. Now I'm considering taking a student loan.
No. Don't do that.
So that's my question, is what do I do? Do I pay for school outright and forget about everything and come out of school with school's going to be $120,000, so come out, I think it's like $80,000 left in my bank account?
Yes.
Or take a 0% interest student loan, because right now I'm getting percentage on the money that I have.
No. Here's
Pay
why. I was a dean of students at a law school. I've worked with young attorneys in training, and then as they transition out. And the number of students who had a vision of who they wanted to serve and who they wanted to help and who they wanted to go to war on behalf of got put in the trunk of a car because they had to go take the job that paid them the most money, regardless of how unsafe, how toxic, how madhouse the culture was.
Right.
And I watched it. It ate people alive. I want you to leave law school with $80,000 in the bank,
and no debt.
You don't owe anybody anything, and you are armed with one of the most powerful credentials known to man, which is a North American JD.
Right.
A Juris Doctorate. Right. You know what you can do? Anything. You can go serve the least of these. You can go work at a corporation. You can go be an executive. You can go be a member of the. I don't know if you're going to be. Are you going to school in Canada or in the States?
I'm going to Canada. I'm going to law school in the UK, actually.
Oh, the UK. Okay. So what are you going to do with a UK law school credential?
Well, I'm looking to either come back to Canada or come back to America and work there.
But what?
So I'm going to be working with either or. So when you come back, when you go to law school in the UK, you have to do a test either in Canada or the UK, and then you can start working in either country.
Okay, but then if you came to work in the States, you'd have to take whatever state's bar exam that you wanted to take, right?
Correct.
Is the barrister's exam in the UK the same as it is in Canada?
It is the exact same.
Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay.
It's more similar in the UK and in Canada.
Okay.
There's certain things that I'll have to study for the States, but it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Okay. And what job would you get? Right now, and by the way, it's going to change, almost always changes, but what job do you think you're going to get?
You know what? I've been thinking about it, and I'm looking to potentially do tax law or corporate law, going to that section. But you know what? I used to think that I wanted to do family, and then people are like, don't get into family. It's way too messy. And then I was thinking of potentially doing construction law and going into that. But you know what? I'm not sure yet, so I'm going to start law school, see what pulls me in, and then I'll go that route.
Okay. If your heart tells you to go sit with hurting families and help take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, man, do that. Yeah, it's messy and it will tear pieces of your soul, and it's also good and right. So yeah, whatever you want to do. The only thing I would challenge you on is to really consider why the UK, unless you're going to live and practice in the UK.
Right. I understand.
Because it could be a cool time to go study law, and you can go over there. It's just different. It's you're going to lose out on the networking opportunities, on the local areas, to getting plugged in local places and local systems. You just lose all that when you go overseas. But is what it is, dude. But just don't borrow money. Don't come out owing, because man, you can end up sideways real fast.
Right. Yeah, I understand. And that was definitely one of the factors that I took, that the networking is not going to be the same. But I know myself, I love talking to people, and what I'm going to do is find a job in the UK that also has a firm either in the US or Canada, so that way I'll be able to transfer over. But also, I've never really traveled Europe, and so I want to take the opportunity that now that I have the money and I'm young, to also travel while being in law school.
You don't know what law school is about, do you?
I do, but hopefully I could take a Friday or Saturday and go somewhere close.
I would recommend, dude, if that's the case, I'd recommend you defer for a year and go travel. Use some of the money and go travel. Law school is going to take your soul. It's just hard, man. It's all in.
Right.
It's all in.
Right.
But you do what you're going to do. But man, if you want to go tour Europe, go tour Europe. You've got $200,000 in the bank. Go do that. If you want to go to law school, go to law school. Trying to combine both is going to be really it's a recipe for being pretty disappointed.
Right.
What were you saving the $200 for, Stab? I'm curious. What was this kind of earmarked for?
It's always been something that I didn't know. I'm really good at saving, and I worked at tech sales, and I've just always been putting money aside. I've looked at the way my family is, and I'm like, they've moved 2 countries, and I really wanted to set myself up for success, so I've just always put money in savings. I've probably saved all my tech sales income, probably 90% of it, and just put it straight.
So you saved up 200 grand on your own?
So I got 120 by myself, and then it was 80 grand from a motor vehicle accident settlement.
Okay. That's impressive, man. 120 grand on your own at 22. That's very
Staggering.
difficult to
It's
do.
amazing.
So good on you for doing that.
worked-
That kind of resourcefulness is
I
what's
worked
going to
a
get you
lot.
through.
Thank you. I worked a lot during university. That's why I'm hoping that potentially, I won't be working in law school, but maybe I can take 2 days or something and go see Amsterdam or go see.
Or take 3 weeks before you start and go travel.
Yeah.
I'm doing that as well.
Okay.
I'm actually leaving in a week.
Good.
Wonderful. Well, have a good time. Congratulations. And what a way to tell people, hey, I'm 22 and I saved up 120 grand. What are you doing? Because a lot of people, John, they go, well, I just have to take out a loan, John. I just decided yesterday to go to law school and it's going to be 300 grand and we don't have that money. So I'm going to go drown myself in debt and hope for the best.
Yeah.
If you even make it through law school. I'm sure those are the most depressing cases where you don't even finish the very expensive degree and you still have a debt to show
that's
for
the
it.
catastrophic is when students are worse off having interacted with the university, and that's when they leave and they don't get the degree, but they leave with 1 semester, 2 years of
Yeah, the lender
of
doesn't
school.
care if you graduate or
Care
not.
less. Like you owe, you can't discharge it. You owe. You're paying, and if you can't pay, we'll take it from you.
Yeah, we saw those stories in our documentary called Borrowed Future.
Yeah.
Where a bankruptcy lawyer who focuses on student loan cases was saying they want their pound of flesh. I'll never forget how she said it because it was so intense. And it's almost impossible to bankrupt on this, even through hardship. I mean, she was sharing the craziest stories of people who should qualify
Doesn't matter.
and they didn't get it.
They'll get it.
And
If you got
so-
100 grand in cash, pay for it, man.
Oh, it's
Go to law school, do your thing, and then
it's
go on
messed
about
up.
your life. Yeah.
I encourage everyone to go watch the Borrowed Future documentary. It's free on our YouTube channel. It's 88 minutes. Parents watch it. Students watch it. Parents, students watch it together. It's going to spark a conversation, number one, about how to avoid student loan debt, and number two, what the path looks like to go to college debt-free the right way, regardless of what your plans are. Woo! But you heard him say, John, I wanted to set myself up for success in the future. Well, that's what that money is then for.
That's right.
Success to me means freedom and options and margin when I graduate, not chains to the tune of $200,000. And so parents, please have the conversation with your kids, even if it's awkward, even if you have your own baggage and shame and guilt and money mistakes. Do not continue to let this generation go deeply into student loan debt. Also, they go to mommy and daddy's alma mater. This is The Ramsey Show.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.